One of the biggest games that everyone is waiting for is Dying Light 2, and on March the 17th we finally got an update from the devs about the state of the game and potentially when it will be coming out.
Yeah.
Yep, but before that, the game did look good from the gameplay trailers, but after some research, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
a lot.
Yeah, so we're just gonna be like, is this game gonna live up to the hype?
Yeah, I liked their update where they basically made an announcement that their announcement is coming, and then the announcement video was an announcement that more stuff will be announced later this year. It was very confusing. Like, they really hyped up that there was some things coming, but then it was literally the devs doing like a Jimmy Kimmel mean tweets thing, and then just be patient, it's coming and all that, which I don't mind if there's patience and whatnot, but I think everyone sort of expected a little bit more than a 15 seconds highlight reel.
Yeah, especially it seemed like it was gameplay that we've seen before. Like, maybe some snippets were different, but in the end of the day, they're a couple seconds, so like, who really cares?
It wasn't that great, yeah. And which is a shame because, they announced Dying Light, was it back in 2018 at E3?
Yep, yeah.
All the way back, all the way back then, it's going to be nearly 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I love Dying Light, the first one anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an awesome game, especially with friends as well, because obviously the way that they incorporate co-op player, to have it where it doesn't really matter what's happening in their world, everyone's just following the story of the person hosting the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it was such a chilled way to do it, and there's nothing more fun parkouring around just classing zombies with like a bat you've made out, and all the add-ons and crafting features that was there with it. It was such a fun game, and they supported it really well afterwards.
No, they did. Yeah, they released really good expansions after the game, didn't they? Like, everyone was quite surprised. And the thing about Dying Light 2 is like, everything from the first game, it seems like they've improved. Well, from the gameplay trailer anyway. So like the combat seems better. Like, I love that they're making more narration points with the AI, because I think that was the only thing that was lackluster. Like, you didn't really care.
Lack of story.
Yeah, you didn't really care about the story. You just cared about like just killing zombies with your mates. So I like that they're trying to bring the AI into like an important role into the game.
Yeah, they announced some really cool things with Dying Light 2, the stuff that you just said as well, and they also said, obviously, whenever you have to make a new game, the map has to always be bigger than the previous one, so they already said that Dying Light 2, it's always the thing, like, it's just like a dick measuring contest when you got a new game coming out, like how much bigger it is. But apparently Dying Light 2 is 4 times larger than the original map. And then, they've really started to overhaul. Well, this is where I think where everything behind the scenes starts falling apart. I think, personally, they might have overpromised what they wanted to do here in terms of that they wanted this to be a story of, like, choices and that has consequences. And that the world would affect what's happened. And I think there was things being said that, depending on the choices you made, you might not even see what half the game has in store because of what you've done originally. So they really wanted to big up that it's not really linear. They really wanted to branch it out, and I think that is where issues have started to arise. So that's a big project to do.
No, that is because it sounds like they want to do everything. Like, they have a really sick parkour system. They're focusing on crafting, like, a really detailed crafting system. Obviously, multiplayer is a very big thing for the game. And like you said, they want like this RPG narrative multiple choice thing. It's a lot going for it, to be honest.
It's a lot going for it. It's a lot to promise. And then we've already seen with the most recent example now being Cyberpunk that sometimes promising the fans the world isn't the best thing to do.
No, it's not. Yeah.
And it's a shame because Dying Light, the best things about Dying Light was the parkour, obviously the nighttime aspects, and then playing with your friends. Mm-hmm. I didn't really care. I mean, I like a good story. That's why I love God of War and stuff like that. I like a good story.
I know.
But for a game like Dying Light, I didn't really care too much about the story. But I never thought that was really a bad thing. It might be a negative to say about the game overall if you were giving it a neutral review. But whilst I was playing it with friends, I never really cared. It was just so much fun to play.
Yeah, I feel like they did it because maybe you don't have any friends and you just want to focus on a single player story, because I feel like without people to play with, I don't know, Dying Light, it shouldn't just you just wouldn't buy it. I think that was one of the hindrances of the first game. But like we said, like behind the scenes, it's not going well. with the devs. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like
no,
the narration director left. I'm gonna butcher all of these names, by the way, so I apologize in advance. But yeah, these names will be terrible. But
go on.
So Timon Smektala. Oh no. Oh, I know that's
Timo Smektala. That just sounds terrible. So what does Timo Smektala do?
Well, no, he was the lead designer. He was talking about the game. He was talking about the new things that's coming to the game, and he was saying that like there was rumors that the game is in development hell, but that's just not the case. The game was just announced super early. But then like recently, like in February, like Eurogamer reported that there was problems with the CEO. And like people were saying like they were just having design faults, and like so one of their sources, I mean obviously these people, they're not named because I don't know, they probably work there still.
That's a blessing for you, isn't it?
Yeah. They were like, there's no direction with the game, like no one knows what's going on. And as a fan and investor, you're just like, this doesn't seem reassuring when the game's meant to come out later this year as well.
Yeah, and that sort of ties in with, because obviously they made a big deal about the story aspect and how they want to really give it a lot of depth to it. So they released the original writer for it, Chris Avalon, I think his name is. Because of sexual harassment accusations, they replaced him.
Right. Okay.
With again a disclaimer from me that I can't pronounce names for shit, and so I'm just gonna go with it. They replaced him with Powell Slingler, I want to say Slingler, who was a writer from the original Dying Light.
Mm-hmm.
His view that he was basically working with Frankenstein's monster. Apparently, so far, the story for Dying Light 2 has been put together by 5 different writing teams.
Yeah.
And there's also been other writers who haven't even announced their involvement with the game because of some strict NDAs. And apparently, Sillinger left Techland at the end of 2020, and he was replaced with Peter Smanak, whose writing experience only comes in television.
Right.
And then and apparently the method of workflow to the production pipeline, that it changes so quickly and rapidly that it might as well not even exist.
Yeah. No.
Are you confident, Dill?
No, I'm not. And the thing is, like, I feel like none of the fans knew about this because, like, you know, fans don't just look into the art. They probably just thought, they're just taking their time. They just, they just want to make every system perfect. They want to lay it under the lines. But there's just so much drama with this dev team. It's just insane.
Drama. Whenever people drama, it's like, what's the drama follows me. I don't seek the drama, but the drama follows me. I mean, that's because from what I've gathered and from what I've researched, what I've looked at, it looks like the actual team itself working on the game is very capable, and that they will deliver something decent. But their issue is that the upper management and this is just an example of the shithousery happening at Techland at the moment. That the head of HR is the CEO's wife.
Oh, Jesus! All right, okay.
Conflict of interest much? That just summarizes. That's just the tip of the iceberg about how weird the structure is at the moment, high up at Techland.
Yeah,
and it does it whenever you've got so much like shit happening at the top. It does filter down.
It does.
It makes a hard environment.
No, yeah, I mean, this is what happened with Cyberpunk, wasn't it? Like, all of the people up top wanted to release the game. The dev team knew it was broken, but they released it anyway. And they're getting sued left, right. So you said like this game has 6 writers.
Yeah, they've had 5 different writing teams.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. This sounds like, when Star Wars had, like the new Star Wars trilogy, when they had so many writing problems. It sounds like that. We all know how good the new trilogy of Star Wars is. So, I don't know, man. Are you optimistic about this game?
I really want to be.
Yeah.
Dying Light, honestly, was one of my favourite games in the 2010s decade. It was probably one of my favourite games because It just did what? What's the original zombie game on that island?
Oh, Dead Island.
I forgot. Dead Island, yeah. It took what people liked about Dead Island, and it really gave it a much better experience, personally. I thought Dying Light, it was one of the best zombie games, especially with all the fad with zombie games coming out. I think Dying Light probably did it one of the best.
Yeah.
And when I saw the Dying Light 2 trailer, I was so hyped for it.
It was a sick trailer,
and I really want it to be a good game. I think everyone at this point though will be nervous because of everything that's coming out, and this is recent. This isn't like old news. This only came out in the last month or so.
Yeah, no, it's super recent. Yeah.
Yes, and so that doesn't bode well, and I'm sure these sort of stories can't do a great job for the morale of the team either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want it to be a good game, but I've just learned recently if I raise my expectations, they'll just get crushed.
No, you're right, man. You're right. It's the same thing with Cyberpunk, and I feel like people you can't even trust gameplay videos anymore, man, because you don't even know if it's optimized on every console. Like, it might just be optimized on PC, and then what's going to happen with the console players? Like, it's just, this is the problem with the game industry. Like, there's so much lies behind the scene. You just don't know what's true or not anymore, and it's kind of sad, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem now. So, and everyone's been, no doubt, no matter, even if you like Dying Light, there's obviously other games you'll like, and everyone's probably been scarred by one game or another regarding like false advertising in terms of what's presented. I always remember the original Rainbow Six trailer.
Oh that's in it. Yeah,
if you haven't ever watched it before, if you watch the Ubisoft changes its trailers and you see the original launch to what we got at first, it's like you just don't know what it's like you said, you can lie. There's so many ways to like to alter the truth just with videos now. And it's just such bullshit. It's so annoying. You can't trust shit. And so with Dying Light 2, like the trailer and all that got me really hyped. But this was 2 years, 3 years, and it's coming up to 3 years ago now. So I want to be optimistic, but I'm not raising my hopes up. But like, I really want this to be a good game because I loved the first Dying Light.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I want to keep my hopes up as well, but at the same time, I'm not gonna like gas myself up like this is gonna be the sickest zombie game, because I'll be disappointed.
if you get attached to things, still they will eventually come back to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Deep life lessons here today.
It's not a game, it's a